Hello, my name is Relmi. In one of the native languages from the Andes, in the Argentinian Patagonia where I was born, Relmi means rainbow. My name prompted me to seek inspiration in color and beauty. At 13, I attended a photography course that allowed me to explore my creative side. As a dyslexic, reading and writing were more challenging for my brain than art. So I fell in love with photography. When I focused on my strengths, I felt more empowered. Creating rainbows in the world seemed the way to go. I started to sell my work at various art shows around Australia, and eventually I ventured into studying design. By tapping into my creativity, my confidence flourished. I became a good writer later in life. Then, a few years ago, I started to explore dance as an additional form of creative expression, often practicing for 2 to 4 hours a day. A friend of mine messaged me the other night and said, "So much dancing, but you also need to rest." I told him it is quite the opposite. I need to dance because I have a desk job, and the last thing I want to do at night is sit and binge watch Netflix. 2 seconds later, he sent me this photo. Although there's nothing wrong with watching a good movie and resting is important, statistics show that people are spending 4 to 5 hours per day watching TV or videos online. Doing this harms our physical and mental health, and it also interferes with our power to create. But Netflix and chill is not the only issue. We're also into TikTok scrolling, Uber eating, desk hunching, and even bed rotting, a term that recently caught my attention. It involves staying in bed for too many hours due to anxiety or other mental health conditions. So, how do we break out of this? Well, in my world, the discipline of biohacking has helped me counteract the impacts of these unhealthy habits. Biohacking has been made very popular in recent years by David Asprey, a tech entrepreneur obsessed with peak performance. It involves paying attention to our habits and making personalized, intentional changes to our lifestyle, environment, or biology to enhance our cognitive performance, well-being, or creativity. I can already hear your inner voice, the one saying, "Relmi, I don't have a creative bone in my body." Let me tell you, it's a complete fallacy to believe you don't have imagination or creativity. Let's first address the difference between both. At its core, imagination is a cognitive ability that allows us to visualize, conceptualize, and imagine possibilities beyond the constraints of reality. Everyone's brain is inherently capable of doing this. On the other hand, creativity is a transformative process that turns these concepts into reality. An interesting example is the Navy SEALs. They employ different biohacking techniques to stay at the forefront of human performance. For them, creativity is needed to solve problems quickly and efficiently. Training people to perform at their best, physically, mentally, and emotionally, is not a waste of money, but a valuable investment. The good news is that you don't have to spend $500,000 to biohack your brain and body. In the very limited time we have left together, I'm going to share with you 5 simple but highly effective tips to help you biohack your creative self. Tip number 1, the power of water. How many of you have come up with an idea after taking a shower? Every workplace should have more showers. Perhaps even access to a pool, a jacuzzi, or an ice bath. In Arnold Schwarzenegger's latest book, Be Useful, he vividly portrays the feelings of relaxation, rejuvenation, timelessness, and mental clarity when he takes the time to get into his jacuzzi. Arnold cherishes the freedom to let his mind wander, creating the mental space that fuels his imagination, allowing him to visualize his goals. As for me, without a jacuzzi, I have incorporated a daily ice bath ritual to invigorate my creative juices. This takes me to tip number 2, mind wandering. The primary brain network associated with the ability to imagine is the default mode network. This network shows heightened activity during periods of rest or when our brains are engaged in daydreaming and mind wandering. So no, it's not a waste of time if you daydream. Give yourself and others the permission to let the mind wander frequently. Engaging in this process will reset your brain and enhance your creativity when you return from your mental travels. Tip number 3, sleep. How many of you have come up with the solution after taking a nap? Yeah. Several years back, Google introduced sleep pods in the office after they recognized that a 20-minute nap could enhance the performance and creativity of their engineers. Regrettably, in many workplaces, there's a prevalent mindset that people can sustain productivity by working continuously for 8 hours or late into the night with minimal sleep. Plenty of studies suggest that getting a good night's sleep enhances creativity the following day. So if you want to be more creative, start sleeping 7 to 8 hours each night and incorporate a 10 to 20-minute siesta in the middle of your day to give your brain a break. Tip number 4, movement. Have you found yourself blankly staring at the computer screen or mindlessly scrolling through your phone? I think a lot of us do this. Studies indicate that increased screen time can cause the brain to enter into a state of hyperarousal, altering brain chemistry and elevating stress hormones. If you find yourself in this state, don't scroll, take a stroll instead. Louisa May Alcott, the renowned author of Little Women, was known to go for runs before sitting down to write her novels. Albert Einstein first thought of the theory of relativity while riding his bicycle. In a letter he wrote to his son in 1930, he said, "Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving." Consider how relevant this advice is in our current age. These people didn't even have access to screens. Find an activity that gets you moving and leave your devices behind. Now for the final tip, meditate. Or at least mindfully close your eyes several times during the day. Meditation produces alpha and theta brainwaves, which foster a relaxed state of mind that can fend off moments of stress. In 2018, I had the opportunity to observe my brain's activity in a neurofeedback chamber during 7 full days of meditation in Sedona, Arizona. Upon my return to the office, I felt composed, fully present, and more insightful. Using technology in my training allowed me to biohack my meditation. It was amazing to see a complete picture of my brain and how it feels to access the alpha state. Now, you don't have to confine yourself to a chamber for 7 full days to attain this, although I highly recommend the experience if it's accessible to you. Numerous other devices are available that you can use at home to explore neurofeedback and meditation. Even without technology, you can still meditate. Some of you may be thinking, I don't like meditation. I've tried it and I'm terrible at it. These are all comments I have heard time and time again. Let me leave you with this. One of the most valuable revelations I had while doing neurofeedback training was discovering that as soon as I closed my eyes, I could induce more alpha brainwaves. And the more I did it, the better I became at it. See, closing your eyes is a simple biohacking technique. You can do it anywhere, at any time, and it's free. When we close our eyes, we reduce visual stimuli, which prompts our brain to alter the electricity between the neurons. Along with closing your eyes, take in a slow outward breath, and voila, you're meditating. Sure, there are many meditation techniques from basic to advanced, and people meditate for all kinds of reasons. But let's simplify it. One of the goals of meditation is to produce more alpha brainwaves, which will translate into a calm and alert state of mind, the precursor of the aha moment. I challenge you to start your biohacking journey today. Close your eyes, move your body, take that siesta, let the mind wander, and have more showers. Just imagine how much more creative we could all be.
Thank you.